What up? What up? Welcome into Pregaming. Here we go. 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. You guys know where to find it. We're ready to rock and roll tonight. Appreciate everybody coming out here to share some time together. Looking forward to what you guys have to say about tonight's action, and we do have action here. We've got Major League Baseball. We've got some Wimbledon action as well here, and we'll talk a little WNBA. I have not made an official plate in the WNBA yet. You guys know I like to wait and see how that thing matriculates here, but we've got action in the Mets-Nationals game. St. Louis, Pittsburgh, White Sox, Guardians, Arizona Dodgers. Then we're going to give you guys a look in the Dimitrov, Zhang, and Harris Shelton spots out there in the tennis action. And I appreciate you guys. Listen, last night, late night recording out there for some Wimbledon action. You guys did a great job. I love the likes. I love the appreciation. I love the comments, getting back and forth. Doesn't take much, but just, hey, if you're going to tail the action, maybe just say you're tailing it. That helps an absolute ton as we try to break this algorithm here with YouTube and continue to let sports money rise to the top of the occasion. And late night that was. Look, we lost our women's tennis battle in the last set, extra spots out there, but we were right there to fight to the end. Not the best spot. The frustrating part about women's tennis, any tennis, doesn't matter women's or men's. When you get to Wimbledon, they've got like 25 courts rolling, and they don't have any lights. They don't have any covers. So rain delay, things get rolling, guys go extra sets, all that stuff pushes them off a day, even if they're in the middle of a battle. And it seems like, just like overtime, we see our dogs go to die. Those extra days, the rest in between, those favorites can recharge. It's almost an unfair advantage. But nonetheless, we will live to fight another day. And I appreciate you guys rocking with us. So you guys know the deal. Hit that thumbs up button. We got a lot of work to do tonight. Been working in the lab, putting some new thumbnails together, trying to get some new content out there for you guys. We got more shows in the works, and I'm excited about it. This week's a little low. We don't have UFC on Saturday, so we won't not have First Strike tonight. I know it's Wednesday. I'd love to give you guys something off our 4-0 week last week, but we just don't have – well, we do have LFA on Saturday, but nonetheless, we don't have PFL. We don't have UFC. And I know those are the primary sports you guys can bet on. So there will not be a First Strike tonight. And our guy Gokster is summering. So as far as the golf is concerned, I did push a tweet out there. I reposted a spot that he shared with his first round leaders and his full game or full round matchups out there. So make sure you guys go check that out if you're looking for that golf action as well. But look, we still have Major League Baseball. We still have tennis to fire off on. We still have some WNBA to talk about. I've got some counterpoints when it comes to this WNBA spot, so I'll share them with you guys. And look, maybe you make your own decisions as far as that is concerned. But today is a cocktail show. The night before the 4th of July, I'm going to raise my glass for everybody that's out there. You already know the deal. Red Bull gives me wings. I hope it does the same for you guys. Cheers to everybody rocking with us tonight. And I think we're going to have ourselves a nice, profitable evening. Let's go. Spent some time with some fellas this afternoon. Got to talk about the card. Got to talk about some action. Got to put some parlays together as well. But here to give you guys what I think are the best looks tonight. Predominantly some really nice plus money opportunities to attack. So we're going to do just that. You guys know the deal here. Pre-gaming, 3 things we need you to do. Hit that thumbs up button. First and foremost, help us continue to grow this thing by showing the support. The more you guys like, not only does it help the algorithm, the more content we want to give you guys. I'll take some time at 1 in the morning to share my best tennis looks for you guys, and more shows to come. Also, grab a pen and paper. You guys are part of the sharpest chat in the business. 6 p.m., we've had all day to percolate on this action. Now it's time to go out there and fire. So we want to see what the best of the best are doing, and you're going to want to write those notes down. Not just tonight, but we hear all kinds of trends. We hear all kinds of spots. Some of them are look-ahead spots. So you're going to want to make sure you take care of that. And then last but not least, we need you guys to put your action out there in the chat. We lift each other up. So it might not be my best day, but maybe it is yours. And I need to see what you guys are on out there so we can all go get paid. We've been talking about a 4th of July spot there. We're trying to figure out the best way to attack this thing. Games all day. It's a smaller slate, but there's still plenty of action, including upcoming soccer on Friday when it comes to the Euros, Copa, and everything else. So if you guys want to see a special Friday show, maybe we do a roundtable. I bring some of the boys in, talk a little bit about what they've got for action between the 4th and the 5th. If you guys want to see that stuff there, make sure you put a comment in the show after today's release is out there for the replay in the comments on YouTube. If you want to see a special roundtable show tomorrow in honor of America, in honor of the 4th of July, let us know. We will certainly bring you guys the content you asked for. And I think that's the most important thing here, right? What you guys want is what we're going to try to deliver. We'll break these games down. If there's spots you guys want to hear for the following day, you know we're active in the comment section on YouTube, probably more so than even on X. And if you guys have spots you want us to look at, you have games you want us to tackle, put them out there in the chat. We'll make sure that we cover them the following day as opposed to just breezing by them and maybe giving you guys a cash flow count on those spots. We'll do a deeper dive and share that content. But speaking of the deeper dive, let's get into the chat tonight. Let's talk about what's happening around the community. And you guys already know the first commenter in the chat's our guy, Joe T. Here we go. He's got action for you guys. He needs a bounce back for best bets. He's 12-7. He's up 4 units, 4.05 units. And he's given us the over in the Astros and Blue Jays game. While we talk about that Astro Blue Jays game here via the chat, we'll not have a play on it tonight, but our guy Jay Peasy delivering the goods. Go out there, watch the video Jay Peasy shared with us today over there on Sports Money. You guys make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on because when we drop that content, you'll be able to get it first. And we do have some breakdowns and looks here. Our guy Joe T sharing the over. Our guy Jay Peasy talking about the Astros Blue Jays game as far as the side's concerned. Plenty of action there. We got our guy Deer Slayer Ski in the house. Says, hey, Mikey, back to the Astros tonight and try a parlay. Look at this guy. Astros, Yankees. He likes England to advance in those European Championship spots out there. That's a plus 354 spot. And he says, let's get it, everybody. We got the stacks play of the day out there. Our guy Justin McCalvey in the house, representing Pittsburgh from Georgia, but giving us his best look out there. Brian De La Cruz over 1.5 bases plus 123. Part of that Marlins contingent. Not Ellie De La Cruz, but Brian De La Cruz. Good to see Flea Mathis, Kenny Wood, and there's Jay Peasy. What up, motherfuckers? Let's go, Jay Peasy, my guy. Love to see what you got rocking with us. Keith, each and every strides in the house, says, what's up, Mike? I'm digging the new thumbnail logo for the show. Let's get after these bookies in cash. Yeah, I was in the lab. Last night. I was doing a little pre-gaming, or I guess post-gaming, as the case may be, Keith. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for recognizing. Just trying to make it a little more colorful for you guys here, a little more artistic, showing some of the capabilities. We'll learn. I keep spending some time trying to learn how some of these apps work and how we can go out there to give you guys the best content we've got, not just visually, but obviously getting that cash. Mel's in the house. Here we go. She says, hey, Mike, can anyone explain the massive drop in the Mets money line this afternoon? It's ordered over the last few hours, or it's cratered over the last few hours. My bad. NJ Striker says, what's up, Mike? Mel, we will talk about that game very shortly. Subhuman Gaucho's in the house. Sub, my guy. Good to see you. Winter Circle says, hey, yo. Here we go. He likes the Red Sox. Speaking of that game, not that game, but the Red Sox game itself in that Miami spot. And Mercury Moneyline and women's tennis. Tuvin Gansom in the house says, what up? What up? Tuvin Gansom, it's great to see you, my guy. Crystal Craig says, hey, Mike and Chad Oldie says, what up, fam? Let's keep all the fingers attached to the hand tomorrow, you animals. Very important. The bigger the firework, the further you should stay away from it. Maybe use a blowtorch instead of a lighter to go out there and light those fireworks off. Just a PSA announcement from our guy, Old Ian. We appreciate looking out for us, not just financially, but, digitally, I guess, as a case may be. The Futon Bets has the Mets money line. The Yankees under 8.5 total. Says, sup, let's get this cash. And Morgan Spooner dropping the goods out there. I love you guys coming in here, man. Sharing the time here tonight. We'll try to keep it brisk for you guys, but it means a ton to see you guys come out here and share your action. Nick Castellanos over 1.5 bases plus 115. Guy hits the cover off the ball over his career at Wrigley Field. Great Philadelphia casher last night. Looks good. Gerald Jones is in the house. He says, what's good, Pimpin' Crew? Best bet. He likes the Reds and Yanks over 8.5. Ricky Bobby's rocking and rolling. Says, I may sprinkle Manny Machado home run. Let's get that cash, my guy. Gerald Jones says, what's good, Pimpin' Crew? He gave us that. And here we go. Julian says, Sario. Welcome in, Julian. It's great to have you being a part of the community, my guy. Great to meet you down in San Antonio. Even better to have you coming out here on the regular, showing your best looks. And he likes the Astros, minus 120, the Angels, minus 110, and the Mariners, minus 130. Here we go. Tarek B, rocking and rolling with us. Big Mike, where's the cash at? White Sox first 5, Pirates first 5 as well. I think those are two really strong looks. We're going to talk about both those games, Tarek B. Darius Moore, here we go. We got ourselves a little spot from Darius Moore. He likes a money line parlay with the Stros, the Marlins, and the Reds. And he says, what's up, family? Kelly V, bringing the numbers. Remember, Baltimore Thursdays, 19-3. Early New York Mets, 11 a.m. Nerfy. Then Mets ain't even awake then. JPZ says, America! Fuck yeah! I get it for you, JPZ. Let's go. Ricky Levine, Pimp Slap. What's cracking my play tonight? He likes the Angels. He likes the Mets, the New York Mets, I think. Baltimore Nerfy. Okay, New York Mets, Baltimore Nerfy. Houston, Philly over 7.5. Hit the like button for Mikey. Get that money. Absolutely, you guys. We need you guys to show that support. Hit that like button for us. Bringing it in for you guys. Disrupting the evening of summering so we can share the plays that we're trying to get paid on for everybody. And it means a lot for you guys to be out there in the chat. Oldie says, I like the Red Sox, but this line movement seems trappy as all hell. Juggler 23. You know, he brings the wise guy numbers in here. He's connecting the dots for us. He's getting all that sharp action report. Now, here's what he has to say. Carlos Rodon, not good in the minus 185 to minus 210 favorite line range, going 1-9. Holy shit. Minus 16.35 units in the last 5 seasons. Wow. That is a hell of a number. The Mets, I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, Rodon, potentially a regression candidate. Juggler 23 also says Cincinnati's 5-1 plus 5.7 units as large dogs of plus 130 or more by starter Andy Abbott in his last 2 seasons. Darius Moore says, my Jewel P. I don't know what that means, but it sounds intriguing. Darius Moore. Oldie says, Bregman should get his tonight. I really like Altuve. I didn't jump into this game, but I do like Altuve tonight, you guys. I was looking at some Altuve action. Kelly V bringing some WNBA good, says Griner and other bigs questionable. Abel rebounds over 6. McCowan minus 149. Probably read that poorly. That's probably on me. Julian Cesario says, all over JPZ, LFG Stros, our guy checking in from Chi-Town, says, what is up, Pimp? Joseph Alvarado, it's good to see you. Kelly V says, Philly, Atlanta minus 1, Wheeler and Sale need, I say more, Alvarez. Houston, total bases plus 1.5, RBI plus 140. Yep. I like some Alvarez. I really like Altuve tonight, though. Oldie says, that JPZ, what you got planned for the grill tomorrow? You know, we're grilling ribeyes out here. I got a nice, plump, juicy ribeye for tomorrow. Skunk Blaster's in the house. He says, Astros line movement back to Toronto has me scared. But I'm going to let my balls hang. Let's go, Astros. JPZ says, shout out to West Covina's finest. Vitalis in the house. He says, hello. Fernando Mendoza says, you're Mikey. Thanks for the Tommy Paul play in tennis. We got that minus 110. Tennis is a tricky, fickle mistress, as our guy Jimmy the Bag likes to say. Sometimes it makes sense, but man, you get to these second and third days, you get the delays, you get whether they be lighting delays or injury timeouts, all this other stuff factors in, and now they're rolling again the second day. I cashed a bet earlier today that was 3 days old. I'll cash it. It was 3 days old. We're on Wednesday. That play was given out on Monday, but that's the way it goes. Here we go. Jay Peasy wants to make me throw up. He says, grilling, probably throw some steaks. And then he adds the artichokes. I'm good with the steaks, Peasy. My artichoke situation. I don't even know how you would grill an artichoke. Would you throw that son of a bitch on the grill? Would you put it in foil? You gotta drizzle some lemon on that thing for sure. I guess that would be the way I would do it. I would put it lemon in there. I would put it in some foil and maybe a little olive oil, I guess. Maybe. I'd wrap it up tight. I'd put it in direct cooking, though, off the main burner and just let it steam inside that packet. Listen, I told you guys, I am not an artichoke fan, but I dated somebody that very much was. I've spent plenty of time cooking artichokes and dip. I never tried it, but one time. One time I tried artichokes. Cliff Gang, what up, Mike? Let's hear the 10-unit play of the day. Mouse says, Kelly V, I'm also on the Phillies. I want to be on the Mets, too. But that line movement is terrifying. I don't know the reason. Juggler23 says, Kelly V, word is that Griner is banged up. She'll probably play, but I'm not sure how effective she'll be. Julian Cesario says, Pomona. And JP's, he says, here's what I think about line movement. Let's see what he has to say about line movement. Numbers moved heavy towards the Padres yesterday. Line also moved towards the Angels. This is baseball. Yeah. That Angels game got me, man. I was super heavy on that Angels spot. And I took a big L, so that one hurt a little bit. Fortunately, we were able to make it up earlier today. Amsterdam, what else is in the house? Let's go. Kelly V, shouting out Juggler23 says, sorry about that total. How was the game? Halftime tied. Hope you sprinkled for fun. Keith's giving the old E a shout out, and Coin's in the house. Our guy Coin. Miami under 8, -115 feels right. Kelly B says, at Juggler, is Rodon hurt? Team total Cincinnati is the question out there. Maybe our resident team total whisperer will drop in here, Nutflush Allen. Maybe. I know he's summering as well. Mal says, as their late-breaking Mets news that moved that line, I don't, in fact, know. Justin McKelvey says, artichokes. What the fuck? Julian Cesario says, artichoke. Never tried it. Listen, the thing about the artichoke is it's about, you got an artichoke, right? It's got a bunch of shitty it looks like a pine cone. Artichoke looks like a pine cone, but it's green, right? Then you got these little leaves. They're probably yay big. Then you got to peel them off. Like think of a blooming onion from like an Outback Steakhouse, right? You peel that thing off. You got this much artichoke. You can only eat this much of the artichoke. You got to like scrape it out. It's disgusting. It's just a futile effort for everybody that's out there. JPC says steam it first, then goes on the grill for a few minutes with some. Oh, okay. All right. Tastes like steak. Bullshit, it tastes like steak, JPZ. I respect everything you have to say, but bullshit, it tastes like steak. Tastes like fucking greens and garden is what it tastes like to me. Tarek B says the Angels burnt me too, but thanks to the live draw on Columbia plus 300. I was hoping for that Columbia win. They had a goal called back as well. We took a shot. It was a fun game. Look, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That's probably the best way to describe an artichoke. It's a delivery device for butter. That's probably the best way to describe it, you guys. We got some action tonight to get to for you guys. I hear you talking all about this Mets game, and we are going to attack this one first and foremost. I do not like to take multiple whacks at the same game that I have been struggling with. But as far as this Mets and Nationals game is concerned, this line opened up as -118 road favorites for them Mets, now -125. 77% of the bets and 74% of the cash on. I gotta get this off. I can't keep looking at artichokes. Artichokes are good on pizza. Dominic Diaz. Where are you from, my brother? Pepperoni and mushrooms at best are good on a pizza. And there's Nick Earl in the house. He says Mets minus 130 and the team total over 4.5. Juggler says John Gray has struggled with lefties. Padres have a strong lefty lineup. Mazur struggles with walks, and the umpire has a small strike zone. Rangers offense is starting to produce. There's our guy, the wrench in the house, says, let's get that fucking like on the way in. Yes, sir. Make sure you guys hit that like. JP's, he says, I can't help it. Y'all have culinary limitations. JP's, I mean, put some asparagus on the grill. I don't know. Make a vegetable medley. I don't know. Grill some carrots. I tell you what, before, literally, truly, I'm not just saying this, before I grilled artichoke, I would take a fucking clump of grass from the ground. I'd shake all the dirt off it, and I'd throw the fucking grass sprouts on the grill. That's how I would roll. But to each his own. Mel says, Mike, the Mets were minus 155 just a few hours ago. Dominic Diaz says, Braves, fuck me lady night. They are on the list to not bet again this season. Well, let's talk about it here. We talk about the total. It's dropping 9.5. There's now 8.5s out there. We got 98% of the bets, 97% of the cash on the over. It's Parker night for the Nats at 3.32 with a 5 and 8. And Scott, I don't know if he's an opener. Is he an opener? With the 3.9, he's 0 and 2 on the season. At first glance, that's where I think this line has moved, is they've gone from a from a starter to his primary situation, and they got this bag of shit coming out there to start things off. Now we look at this Nationals team. 2 games in a row, these Nats. Extra innings. They came back the first game. They end up winning 9-7 in extra innings. They go out there the second game, 7-2. Blow up spots galore, trying to cash that plus 1.5. The Sharps still like it. And so do I. I kind of lean towards, and I can appreciate you guys talking about this Mets lineup, but look, don't let the recent performance fool you. We've got a situation where these guys were lucky. Look at this thing. This line has moved to galore now. Jesus. Plus 1.5, minus 150. Minus 162, minus 155. Woo! I got it at minus 130 earlier, but we're going to roll. We're going to roll. I'll tell you what this is going to be. Let me fix this. And there it is. I can't give you guys a plus 1.5 and minus 150. You know, that's not in my DNA. I can't support it. I would never tell anybody to lay that kind of chalk, even for just a run and a half. But again, these Mets, 2 games in a row, lucky to get the W. I care, extra innings, but it took them extra innings. And, the Nats just weren't able to come through and get the job done. I hate to fade some of you guys here in the chat, but I think it's that change to Scott. We've got this guy as the opener. I don't know if he goes more than an inning. Or 2, but he's not going past the first time in the lineup. And then we're going to bring out the bullpen squad for these Mets, I believe. And I think that's why we see the steam. So we're not steam chasing, but we are going to jump in and we are going to take that money line. Oh, here we go. Nick Earl. Well, you know what? Nobody would be better to talk to us about what the hell's going on with Nobody would be better to talk to us about what's happening in the New York Mets lineup than Scott. He says he's a top prospect. He'll go at least 5 innings pitched. Okay. I'm not taking the first 5. I'm taking the the full game. And I see Mel says this bullpen is cooked. Nick says, you obviously don't. I don't. In all fairness, Nick, I'll spend a lot of time looking at the Mets. But Nick, I did respond to one of your tweets. You didn't say anything. We're talking about future bets. You didn't say anything. I did respond, though. All right, I'm moving this thing up to a Nationals full game spot. I don't care. Look, 2 games in a row goes extra innings. All that to me does is instill some vigor in the offense to say, fuck this team. Let's go out there and get them. And yeah, JPC says Mets cooked them. I get it. Cooked them like an artichoke. Nobody wants to eat it anyways. We're going to go out there. We're going to take this Nat spot. And let's talk about this next game because 6:40 p.m. popping off here in 12 minutes. We got the White Sox and the Guardians. This line opened up at -188. Now -215. And everybody's pumping this Guardians team. We got a total with 90% of the bets and 71%. I'm sorry, 90% of the bets, 98% of the cash on the Guardians. Steam the shit out of them from -188 to -215. Let's not forget yesterday's battle. Huge scoring fight. We talked about Carrasco. He stinks. He lets runs up galore. We look at this total, though. We have reverse line movement. 8.5s have dropped to 8s. There's 8s out there now. 95% of the bets, 94% of the cash on the over. And we got Williams rocking and rolling for this Cleveland Guardians team. But here comes probably next to Crochet, at least from an experience perspective, the go guy on the bump here with Eric Fetty, 3.23 ERA, 5-7 on the season. I really thought we were going to cash that White Sox and over spot last night. It was 7-6. I told you guys this about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. Let's not continue to discount this White Sox team. Granted, the first start of the season, the first quarter of the year, they found a way to go out there and cash these first fives. We've seen a tremendous amount of first five unders cash for those White Sox, particularly in the last 4 weeks. But their bats are back and their bats are healthy. That in itself should cause pause. Now, I still believe they struggle in this thing full game. I'm going to share with you guys two numbers here. I'm taking the splash. I'm going plus 155 for these White Sox first five. The first five plus a half, plus 110 will also get some sprinkle action for me. But I want to get paid in this game here. And ultimately, the reason I attacked it this way predominantly has a lot to do with, kind of recent performance. What do the Guardians do specifically against the White Sox? They're 0-4 when they're home favorites after a win against the White Sox. These two teams don't like each other. They play each other a ton. They're in close proximity. We're going to pivot back. We're going to use Eric Fetty. I heard somebody say earlier today they thought Eric Fetty might be dealing with an injury and he's prolonging a need for a surgery. Not buying it. I think Vaughn and company have enough to go out there against these boys and get the job done. And I like the price tag for it. The White Sox first five plus 155. The first half plus a half, in case it's a push at plus 110, are the spots I want to get down with here. I kind of was thinking about that first five under. I typically pivot with these White Sox first fives. Do I want to take them or do I want to take the under? We've taken a lot of the unders and we've cashed successfully over the last month with these guys, but particularly seeing how the Guardians follow up a White Sox game, especially after mentally and physically, they had to dump the truck last game. They had to, every time they went up 2 or 3 runs, the White Sox followed right back up because these two teams don't like each other. They play hard against each other. And this is a risk-reward opportunity for me with these White Sox. Just the first five, though. I'm not fucking around with the full game. I see Nick Earl talking about the Cleveland minus 1.5. The first five under 4.5. Gavin Williams Day, former ECU Pirate. I get it. I can certainly appreciate the feedback and the sentiment about Cleveland figuring it out. Before I took Cleveland minus 1.5, I would think White Sox first five, Cleveland full game. I think that's a look there as well because we've seen the White Sox time and again chunk it up in that second half of the game when the bullpen comes out there. And there's no doubt the better bullpen, probably across all of Major League Baseball, are those Cleveland Guardians. We've heard that from our guy JPZ 2.5 weeks ago. I'm sorry, not JPZ, Juggler 23. But I saw JPZ's comment in there. And I want to lean on that here. I want to take advantage. They don't rally back well, and we saw the White Sox didn't die. Wasn't like it was an 8-3 blowout. It was a battle right to the end. I think it was the bottom of the ninth situation where they scored that run and took the win. Grandma was wearing the sister's panties yesterday. It was the White Sox and the over. The over cashed. We were right there. We should have had the plus 1.5 with the Sox full game. But I think there's some life in these bats. These guys are coming back and they're hitting. I think it's a good spot for us to take a big whack here, plus 155, and the plus 110 in the event that it is a push. Still get some plus money out there. Jay Peasy says, imagine the Mets in the locker room gearing up to win this game when, the lines moved. I don't even think they should take the field. I don't know how I would respond to that. I'd probably, they don't promote gambling within the sport, so maybe they're not paying attention to it, JPZ, but there's a reason for it. And here we go. Coin says Cleveland Penn actually stunk it up last night. I agree. Regression candidates. We're right before the All-Star break. July 15th starts the Home Run Derby. We're going to have a great, fun time with you guys. We're going to have a joint live stream again like we did for Game 7 for the Home Run Derby. So it's in the works to go out there and have some fun. But, that week and a half before, some of these guys that either played like shit are trying to figure out how they can finish strong. And some of those teams that started strong are just trying to take their foot off the gas. I think it's a multiple application here. I think the White Sox getting their bats back want to finish strong before the All-Star break. And I think they see this Cleveland Guardians team as a spot they can pick up this W. But I'm only on the first 5. I'm taking that first 5 to get the job done here. Rolling onward, we've got ourselves the next spot. It's another 640 game for you guys here. Double dipping this spot. The Pittsburgh Pirates, the Cardinals. Big win, the Cardinals last night. Here's the thing. Little bit of movement. I think it's more line stabilization. They don't exactly know what to predict for this game. The Pirates opened up at minus 130. They're now minus 122. 70% of the bets and 59% of the cash on this Pirates team. It's gone from minus 130 to minus 122, as I mentioned. 92% of the bets, 92% of the cash on the over. We're seeing an 8 now from that 8.5. We got Jones and Mikolas out there. Jonesy, 3.66, 5-6 on the year. Not playing terrible. He's probably right in the middle of the pack as it relates to pitching performances as far as their ERA is concerned. Can Swazinski and the boys, Swazinski, get the job done with these Pirates? 5-6. He doesn't exactly blow it. The team just doesn't have enough going with the bats to get the job done. On the other side with Mikolas, 5.32, 6-7. He's puking up runs. This guy, not quite bag of dust status, but it's got to be pretty fucking close. I mean, at the end of the day here, big Cardinals win yesterday. We saw that. They were able to go out there and dominate 7-4, 2-0 right off the hop. Never looked back, but we did see some active action from those Pirates bats. As it relates to today's game, again, I'm just kind of looking at these trends. I'm looking at these numbers, and what did I see going on out here? Well, when we see the Cardinals in a dog roll playing against divisional opponents, the under cashes 10 straight times. What does that tell me? Well, we see Mikolas. We see he's got that north of 5 ERA. We see the unders cashing. 2 things are going on there. 1, Mikolas isn't getting the job done. And 2, maybe they don't like playing for this fucking guy. The bats just don't come to shine. The squad might not be able to figure it out. Now, Mikolas, last 12 starts as a dog when he's over an even money spot, have all gone under the total. So even though he's north of that 5 ERA, they're still going under. 12 straight unders for this bag of dust. But we got to look at dogs. Dogs off a road win in the first game of the series. 3-21 if they were home the previous series. So they go home, they fire it up, they do their job, they go on the road, they start strong. We know they don't like playing for Mikolas. The games are going under because the bats just don't respond to this guy. And now we've got a 3-21 spot. The dog comes into the road spot there with Pittsburgh. They get the job done. They don't run it back. Everything we talked about with Mikolas, and maybe they don't like playing for him. We talk about the cold bat factor. The Cardinals just don't run it back and perform. We got a bunch of unders. We got the dog in a fade spot at 3-21. I want Pittsburgh. First 5 in full game. They have to win the first 5 and they have to win the full game. That's plus 140. So think about that as Pittsburgh first 5 minus a half, and then Pittsburgh wins the game. That's a plus 140 spot. Pittsburgh. Fading on this Michaelis team with the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm also taking Michaelis. I'm also taking Pittsburgh in the first 5. I got that at minus 127. You got a line shot for this one. This thing's as high as minus 150s out there. This line has been getting steamed on this Pittsburgh side in the first 5. The Sharps know this is a fade spot of Michaelis. Now Kelly V brings some action in here. Jones missed his last start. Road Michaelis not good in the past. Good, bad Michaelis, never know. Hot here, some wind. And if we see these trends with the Cardinals looking at these unders, I got to get involved with this game here. This is a great spot, I think, to get this cash, make this money. Double dip for me on this Pittsburgh game. I hate double dip in Pittsburgh games, but I did it. I'm taking it. I'm running with it. We got the Nationals money line plus 115. We double dipped this Pittsburgh game. We double dipped the White Sox game. One more game in the Major League Baseball circuit here. It's a late night special. It's a late night special. You guys remember that? Shine your light on me. We're looking out here in the desert, 10 p.m. Truly a late night special. The Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. This line opened up minus 198 Dodgers. It's sitting minus 198 Dodgers. 94% of the bets. You guys remember the deal. We look at the bets and we think about the entirety of the soup or the stew. It's the $5 bettors. It's the parlay bettors, the round robins, the teasers, the player props. Everybody in the public likes these Dodgers. But only 57% of the cash. The bigger bettors are split. They kind of like the Dodgers. They kind of like this Diamondbacks team. Then we look at this total. What do we see going on with this total? It opened at 8.5. It's moved up to 9. We have 96% of the bets, 96% of the cash. It's Gavin Stone Day. 2.73 ERA, 9-2 on the season, which is phenomenal. Originally, it was supposed to be Jordan Montgomery. They've decided to put Mania out there. No numbers for this guy as well. Yesterday's game, we saw what happened out there. 6-5. Dodgers win. You had to lay minus 190 to get that W. And it was a 1-run victory. If you laid the run line, you lost. Maybe I built it up inappropriately. I'm dogging. I'm dog hunting in this one here. And I think there's good reason to do it. The LA Dodgers. First of all, we look at this Arizona team. Arizona in terms of bounce back spots. 9-0. Their last 9 games. After they allow a run in the 9th inning. They get pissed. They're home. They're not happy. They're not home. My fault. But they're not happy. They're still not happy regardless of where the fuck they're playing. They're pissed and they rally when they're pissed. Also, I think here's an opportunity. When do you want to jump off the train? We talk a lot about pitchers and how they get running and they get in their grooves and things start happening. Well, Gavin Stone's got 5 straight wins. What do the Dodgers do when they got a team out there and their starting pitcher, a total over 7.5, and they're playing a shit team? Shit team defined as their win-loss record. They lose. They lose those spots more often than they don't here. I'm taking a shot with this Arizona team. I don't care about Mania and the changeup. I actually think it's an advantage for this Arizona team that nobody on the pitching staff of these Dodgers, who have been red hot, have found a way to go out there and capitalize. There's nasty name. It's the late night special. Yeah, man. Summer cocktail. I'll sing for you guys. I don't mind it. Let's go. AOD says we're all D-Gens united as one. Goddamn right. We're all trying to get that cash out of the bookies' pockets, AOD. Well said. Kelly D says, remember, Michaelis has a no-hitter last year. Outfielder drop ball St. Louis used to own the Pirates. And our guy G. Guillermo Zertucci in the house, giving the old Mikey shout-out. Good to see you, G. Futon Betts likes the Diamondbacks on the run line. Kelly V giving me the old tunes. And Kelly V says, AOD, I agree 100%. Here's an interesting spot, though, Kelly V. The Ohtani Judge home run battle. And Lou, my guy Lou in the house. I'm literally wearing the same shirt right now. I don't know if you're talking about me, but you got to be. I'm the only one on camera. It's nice and lightweight, man. It's fucking hot outside. 95 degrees right now. It's humid. It's hot. The fuck? He says, take it off. You don't want that. Stereo Company says, got anything in MLS, Mikey? I don't. I was looking at some MLS stuff. I just couldn't get there. I just don't know it. I got a couple guys that do focus in on MLS. So if I find some spots, I will tweet them out for you guys. Joe T, here we go. Our guy, the over whisperer, likes the over in the Arizona and Dodgers game. I put this out there for the Diamondbacks plus 175. You got plus 1.5 at minus 120. I think that's good. I think, if you want to sprinkle maybe the plus one, I'm taking the money line. I want shots here. I got plus money spots all night tonight. And a 500 day is going to get me victorious. But I think these are great looks as far as isolating pitchers, matchups, and using the trends to figure out exactly where we need to go. Lou says, everyone that's good is in the Copa. Don't play MLS tonight. Well, that's a hell of a look, Lou. And I know you've been firing, man. I follow you on X. Make sure you do follow our guy, Lou. Lou, if you want to throw your X, feed out there in the chat. I know you've got some sharp soccer looks. You've been doing well with Europe. You've been doing well in the Copa. And he says, Mike, if you want to do some fun soccer stuff for Euros, let me know. Garrett is in. I know he's in. I know my guy's in, dude. Let's do just that. We will do that. Why not? Why not? We'll bring you guys some fun. We just want to bring you guys some plays we're on, right? I mean, look, win, lose, or draw, we're still going to cocktail. We're still going to give you guys the plays that we're getting after. And I'd love to do something with you guys, man. Our guy Sub, our guy Lou, and let's go. Let's make that cash. But let's talk about some tennis, you guys. I got 2 tennis plays for you guys that I want to get involved with here. They fuck around. This fucking one game, it's supposed to start at 10 a.m. Salty as fuck. That's 10 a.m. this morning. This fucking guy, Ben Shelton. How many times can I drop an F-bomb? This guy, Ben Shelton, supposed to play at 10 a.m. this morning. Not only 10 a.m. this morning, he benefited from the opportunity to get a lighting delay. He was losing. Flavio Cobali. Who the fuck is Flavio Cobali? He was losing. He's a favorite. He's a top-ranked player. They go into the night. He gets to look at, tape, gets a rest. I don't know what he does. Grabs a handy. I'm not sure what this guy's doing when he's not playing. But he comes back out there and he finds a way to beat Flavio Cobali in the first round. Now he's got a big hitter. He's not a grass player. He's 4-6 over the last 2 seasons. 4-6, a small number for Ben Shelton. Why is it a small number? Because he doesn't like playing on grass. He doesn't like the volley process. The way his slice impacts the grass with the grain doesn't work to this guy's suited advantage. On the other side, Lloyd Harris. Well, he was a top 100 player. He was a number 31. He had some injuries. He dealt with some illness. He dealt with some missed cuts, just not getting the job done. He's fallen outside of the top 100, but he was a number 31. Keep that in mind. He's 30-13 this year. 12-2 on the turf. He's at plus 125. Now, they're going to start this match tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, I wanted it to go off tonight. But at 125, a former 100, 30-13 on the year. Shelton should be already eliminated. Flavio Cobali should have taken this guy down. He got the benefit of the lighting delay. He's 4-6 on the turf in 2 seasons. He doesn't like it. It's not suited to him. He doesn't play there. I bet you Lloyd Harris smokes this guy. I don't know if it's going to be a 3-0, but I like the plus 125 opportunity. Give me some Lloyd Harris plus 125 to get the job done. That's going to be an early matchup tomorrow. So no video tonight for tennis overnight because I have 2 plays for you guys that I do want to get involved with there. Lloyd Harris plus 125. Man, we had who was the girl we had earlier today? Gusheva. Right down to the finals. Right down to 7-6, I believe, was the final match in the 3rd round. These dogs, when we get this is why I always wonder, why did I stop playing tennis? White Sox are up 1-0, by the way. Why did I stop betting tennis? Well, they get these delays, the rain delays, the lighting delays. The favorites are moving overnight. They get time to look at tape. It sucks, but it is what it is. The next matchup I'm looking at for you guys is Dimitrov and Shang. Not Zhang, Shang. Important note. Write it down. Highlight it, underline it, circle it. Do whatever the fuck you got to do with it. Both these battles, Dimitrov and Shang, coming off of 1st round winners. Shang's been battling. Young up-and-comer. We see some of these opportunities when we're looking at these young up-and-comers. They battle out of nowhere. They find a way to drive results. And, maybe it's not their time. We look at Jessica Pegula for 2 seasons, continually winning like 1 or 2 rounds, and then having to go back to the drawing board, bring in a new coach to figure out how do we advance to those quarters, to those semis, and then finally hoist the major championship. I'm not saying Shang's going to be in that situation where he's going to be hoisting the major championship, but he's a young up-and-coming buck, under 20 years old, has a lot of energy, spry, works a great back-to-back court situation, has a great serve, lot of velocity on the serve for Shang. Then we look at Dimitrov. A little bit older. He's got experience in these majors. You see him on the regular. Never really cracks that top 50, but every so often, good to make some things happen. I'm not saying he loses this battle against Shang. But what I do know, main events, first sets, the young up-and-comers, he's 0-8. 0-8 in those first sets against guys that are under 20 years old in main draw events is good enough for me to look at this plus 225. First set only. Now, if I was going to live bet this thing, after he loses that first set, I would think about taking Dimitrov to win the match because that number is going to be just like we got Tommy Paul today, where that number got all the way down to minus 110. I would absolutely look to fire on that after this first round loss. They're going to play 5. If they go 2-1 and Shang's up, you're going to find Dimitrov sitting around a plus money opportunity to live bet this guy to get the job done. And I think that's the case. But 0-8 in these main event draws, up-and-comers, young guys that have energy, excited to be in the place they're in. It's chess versus checkers. He's just trying to figure out how they battle. And that's what that 0-8 tells me. Do they slice? Do they go deep versus short? Do they just try to volley it over the net? All those things are very much applicable in the way that Dimitrov, tremendous tennis IQ, goes out there and tries to analyze the game that's in front of him. And he don't mind dropping the first one, especially when you got to win 3. He says, punt that first one. We'll figure this guy out, and we'll gas him over the stretch. He's not gassing out this 20-year-old, though, in the first round. Shang in the first set, plus 225. Again, early morning tennis. You guys got Lloyd Harris, plus 125. You got Shang in the first set at plus 225. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks at plus 175. We crush it on this White Sox first 5, plus 155. In the first half, plus a half at plus 110. We got a double dip on Pittsburgh. First 5 full game, plus 140. Pittsburgh, first 5, minus 127. And we got the Nationals at plus 115 tonight. That's how I want to get paid with you guys here. Let's see what everybody's doing here. I got deep into that tennis, and I did not get a chance to recognize what everybody had to say in the chat. Let's see what we got there. Stern Company like Charlotte 3-way in MLS. He says, good looks, JT. Joe T's talking about that Charlotte Inter Miami. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. All right. We do have some tennis action being thrown out there. Miami's up 1-0 against that Boston Red Sox team. We got Stern Company giving him the good looks. The Jolly Roger says we need Lucas soccer bets. We're in touch. We'll try to get in touch with Lucas to give us some of them MLS bets. Lou says the Brits are always late. They certainly are. Not much later than the French, though. Back to the old 1776 revolution. Lou says, sorry, Jolly. You're stuck with me, who's sick. The futon bets. I like a guy that keeps telling me he's sick. I like a guy. I remember talking to Lou. We DM back and forth. He said, sick guy. I like it. I like it, Lou. I am going to do something. Let's do something with this soccer stuff here for you guys over the 4th of July. It's a good time to play around and have some fun. You know, we got some action. We'll find some spots to cash. Spots that, you know, everyone else is going to tell you they don't have games in action. It's a small card. We're going to post up. We're going to give you guys that opportunity. The Futon Bet says first 7 MLS games all over 2.5 with the DK booster brings you to plus 2K. Woo! That might be a blind tail for just a couple of bucks, Futon Bets. Lou says sharp. He says LFG Lloyd. Wine Time Sports in the house. It's great to see you. Wine Time says, what's up, Mikey? Let's get this cash. Oldie says White Sox on the board early again. Lou says, when can I bet Del Potro again? Stern Company, no Naomi Osaka. Sold. Man, don't even get me into it. Stern Company. This girl voluntarily leave. Is she Japanese? Is she American? Let's start there. She's got to figure out who she's playing for. Oldie says, at Wine Time Sports, shout out. Lou says, he won me 90 billion units. Damn. 90 billion units. God damn. Oldie says, Wine Time Sports, good as can be your way. Question mark. Wine Time says, what's up, Oldie? Getting ready to host the 4th tomorrow. Got all the beers and burgers we need. A newly married man hosting his first 4th of July with the family. That's going to be a lot of fun for him. Lou says, of note for Mike's bet, and this is interesting. The correct score set one bet. 6-3 is first favorite, but 7-6 is second favorite, and 7-6 Shang is fourth favorite. Interesting. Doesn't say that he's out of that first set is what I see by that. Lou says tight margins, and he's a massive dog. Absolutely. JP's coming over to Wine Time's place. We'll have to go live with you boys down there. He's going to shoot him the Addy. Lou says, Tommy Paul's a goat for sports better. Silent Rob says, what's ATP mean? It's American, or is it American tennis? American tennis professional, I think is what it means. Or American tour professional. I'm not sure. It's men's tennis is what it means, Silent Rob. Lou says Shank plus 2.5 sets minus. This is what I'm saying. Lou, I mean, we're kind of talking the same angle without necessarily cracking into it there. Oh, there we go. JPZ, Association of Tennis Professionals. JPZ always brings the truth, you guys. Make sure you go check out JPZ's breakdown on that Houston game tonight. McCalvey says 1-0 Marlins. John C. says, thanks, Mike. Juggler 23 says, Brittany Griner now being reported doubtful. I had to be on the under 88.5. You know what I was going to tell you guys? I meant to share it with you. Thank you for reminding me with the WNBA. Here's the conflict. The Mercury, 7-0 against the spread, 7-0 straight up, going back to June of last year when they're off a loss and they're not a 4 or more point dog. So we got to pay mind of where this number sets. It was 5.5. It's been dropping to 4.5. We got to pay attention to where the current number is. Justin McKelvey says, did Brian De La Cruz? What kind of hit? That's what we want to know, Justin McKelvey. So we got the Mercury in a 7-0 spot off a loss when they're not a dog of greater than 4 points. We also have the Mercury 0-11 against the spread on the road when there were more than 8 lead changes in the previous game. And they didn't lead by more than 18 points at the third quarter. So a tight game. When they play a tight game with a lot of lead changes, the Mercury don't necessarily go out there and dominate. They roll over that next game. They expend too much energy and they shit the bed. Potentially a wing spot. I lean to the wings. We'll see if we actually get there when it's all said and done. But that's all I got for you guys. Juggler 23, Kelly V. I'm that heat in the house. JPZ, appreciate you, my guy. Always busting out them videos. Trying to put the graphics in there. Hopefully you guys enjoy those as well. Johnny C. Cliff Yang. Lou's in the house. Lou, I'm going to hit you up, my guy. We'll do something for sure. Wine Time Sports. Appreciate everybody. Stir and Company rocking with us. The Futon Bets. The real Jolly Roger in the house. Joey T giving us his looks out there for you guys. Make sure you're following what he's doing. Nasty Nate's in the house. Jeremy Sartucci. Appreciate all you guys rocking with us tonight here. Short show. Try to get it done. Man, I say short show. It's always an hour. I love spending time with you guys. Coin, making sure we can get that money. Nick Earl. Benjamin Mills in the house. I'm going to raise my glass one last time to you guys here in honor the day before the 4th. Respect and appreciate everybody rocking with us here. And make sure you follow Sports Money. We got all kinds of things in the works. It looks like we're going to bring a little sizzling opportunity together with our guy Lou and Subhuman Gaucho. Cheers! Happy birthday, America. Happy cheers to all you guys. Get